Yes, sir. Sir, very happy morning to all. So, we are going to very quickly revise section 15, value of supply. Sir, when I have to pay the tax is answered by time of supply. On what value I have to pay tax is answered by value of supply. What tax I should pay is answered by place of supply. These are the three types of supply. One is time of supply, value of supply, and place of supply. Section 15 is explaining the value of supply. Provisions relating to the value of supply are as follows. Section 15 classified into 5 category. 15 subsection 1, 15 subsection 2, 15 subsection 3, 15 subsection 4, 15 subsection 5. 15 subsection 1, value of taxable supply to be the transaction value. That means, for example, if I am a supplier of goods or services or both, you are the recipient. Sir, if I am the supplier, you are the recipient, we will transact at a value. That value is called as transaction value. That value is called as. So, value of the taxable supply should be the transaction value. At what value you are transacting, that value should be the taxable value. That's it, man. Even though that transaction value is the taxable value, you have to include certain item to that value. That is what 15 subsection 2 inclusion. And 15 subsection 3 is exclusion. You have to exclude certain item, my dear lovable students. So one line summary of the entire discussion is 15 subsection 1 plus 15 subsection 2 minus 15 subsection 3 is equal to value of. What is the mathematical formula? 15 subsection 1 plus 15 subsection 2 minus 15 subsection 3 is equal to, and at interlevel we don't have 15.4 and 15.5. 15.4 is valuation rules that we will be discussed in the final level, and 15.5 value of notified supply. I am moving into in detail quick revision of 15 subsection 1. Value of taxable supply to be the transaction value. That is, sir, there will be one supplier and there will be one recipient. Sir, both will be transacting each other. At what price they are transacting, that should be the value of supply. So, value of supply is the price actually paid or payable. Price actually paid or payable for the set supply of goods or services or both, where the supplier and the recipient are not related, and price should be the sole consideration for the supply. So, in order to be transaction value should be the assessable value. Assessable value in the sense means the value on which you are going to pay the GST. Sir, 3 conditions should be satisfied. 3 conditions should be, the conditions are yes or yes. Conditions are yes or yes. Yes stands for there should be supply of goods or services or both. First of all, the activity or transaction should be a supply. For that, price actually paid or payable for the set supply. So, there should be supply of goods or services or both. For that supply, some price actually paid or payable. And the supplier and the recipient of supply are not related. And these two people should not be a related person. And price should be the sole consideration. You should pay the price and the price should be the sole consideration. So, if yes or yes condition satisfied. What is yes? There should be, sir, supply of goods or services or both, for which the price actually paid or payable. And are related person, supplier and the recipient should not be related person. And the yes man, price should be the sole consideration. If SRS condition satisfied, then transaction value is equal to assessable value. What 15 subsection 2 is saying that even though SRS condition satisfied, my dear lovable students, but still you have to include these 5 items in the value of supply. Number 1, all taxes other than GST. Number 1 is what? All taxes other than. So, other than GST, because for GST, you can, sir, you are entitled to take ITC. So, if you include the GST in the value of supply increases. And, sir, you have to charge GST on GST. Sir, it will be double taxation, cascading effect will come. In order to remove that only, we introduce the act called as what? GST. So, my dear lovable students, all other taxes should be included in the value of supply other than what? GST. And incidental expenses. Next one is what? Incidental expenses, the related expenses for the supply. For example, when I am supplying as a supplier, I may, sir, incur transportation charges. I may incur packing charges. I may incur insurance expenses. I may incur, sir, the related expenses for the supply. These are called as incidental expenses. So, I am not only incur expenses for the supply of goods or services or both. I am incurring some extra expenses also when I am supplying goods or services or both. Yes, sir. So, my dear lovable students, sir, indirectly I am providing a composite supply. I am providing a composite supply. So, what 15 subsection 2 is saying that any incidental expenses you have incurred should be included in the value of supply. And subsidy other than government subsidy. Sir, if government is giving you subsidy, if you include that inside the value of supply, my dear lovable students, sir, value of supply increases. On that you will calculate the GST, and again you have to pay back to the whom itself, government itself. So there is no logic in including the government subsidy inside the value of supply, right, sir? So you have to include all the subsidy other than government subsidy, and charges for collected for delayed payment of consideration, which is nothing but IPL. I stands for interest, P stands for penalty, and L stands for late. These three things should be included in the value of supply. And the last one, amount incurred by the recipient on behalf of the supplier. Sir, I am the supplier, you are the recipient. You are incurring certain expenses on behalf of me. And whatever price actually paid or payable, you are reducing. For example, if I am supplying mobile phone to you, my dear lovable students, sir, I am supplying one mobile phone worth rupees 1,50,000. You have to pay me 1,50,000, right, sir? So, my dear lovable students, actually, I would have purchased this mobile phone from my creditor. You are paying me 20,000 to me, and the remaining 1,30,000 you are directly paying to my creditor. And you are saying that you paid, sir, price of only 20,000. I am supposed to collect only GST on 20,000. That is not possible, because any amount incurred by the whom? Recipient on behalf of the supplier should be included in the value of supply. If you have not paid that amount to my creditor, I should have paid that amount to my creditor. It is my obligation. So, any amount incurred by the recipient on behalf of the supplier should be included in the value of supply. So, basically, all taxes other than GST should be included, and ISCA. And what? I stands for incidental expenses. S stands for subsidy other than government subsidy. C stands for charges collected for delayed payment of consideration, and amount incurred by the recipient on behalf of the supplier. Comfortable? Sir, if we give a deep dive into the 15 subsection 2 clause A, that is what our inclusion number 1. Taxes, duty, cess, fees and charges except what? CGST, SGST, UTGST and GST compensation cess. This is what in one line. All taxes other than GST should be included in the, sir, any taxes, duty, cesses, fees and charges levied under any law for the time being in force other than, sir, this act, that is which act? CGST Act or SGST Act or UTGST Act or GST Compensation Act, if charged separately by the supplier, should be included in the value of supply. What is a one-line summary of the entire discussion? All taxes other than GST should be included in the value of. Thus, GST and GST cess are not formed part of what value? But the other taxes, cess, fees, etc. will form part of the value of taxable supply if separately billed. Comfortable, sir? Sir, the same provisions are even applicable to IGST Act also. If you are calculating the value of supply as per IGST Act, you have to, sir, include all taxes other than. So, one line summary of the entire discussion is, sir, the taxes can be classified into how many categories? One is GST and other than GST. Are you all really with me? GST will not be included in the value of supply. Other than GST should be included in the. For that, sir, CBIC has put a circular saying that we would have heard about TCS in the Income Tax Act, right, sir? 206C subsection 1, 206C subsection 1, like sir, 1F, sir, 1C, 1G, all those things. Hello, sir. Actually, if you are a supplier of 6 specified goods or motor vehicle value more than 10 lakh and all, you will be collecting TCS. Am I right, sir? So that TCS should not be included in the value of supply. Sir, they have given a clarification because everyone started interpreting that all taxes other than what? GST. All taxes other than GST. That means TCS should be included in the what of supply, value of supply, because that is not GST. No, sir. Sir, they put a circular and clarification saying that not included as per the circular. Whereas other than TCS, tax collected at source, I am not talking about the TCS which is there in the IDT. I am talking about the TCS which is there in the DT. Are you all really with me? Sir, other than TCS should be included in the what of supply, value of supply. So one line summary of the entire discussion is, sir, all taxes other than GST should be included in the value of supply. Shall I proceed? This is my inclusion number 2, incidental expenses. Incidental means related. And amount charged for activity done before delivery. So if I am a supplier, before delivering any goods to you, whatever things I have done, my dear lovable students, for that any expenses incurred should be included in the what of supply. Incidental expenses including commission, packing, charged by the supplier to the recipient of supply. So two parties will be there. One is supplier will be there, recipient will be there. Before supply of goods or services or both, supplier is incurring any expenses which are related to the supply, like packing of the goods or sir, commission, etc., etc. Any amount charged for anything done by the supplier. Look at the word. It is not this, that and all. Anything done by the supplier in respect of the supply of what or what or what. Goods or services or both will form part of the taxable value. I have given example, man. Number 1, commission. Sir, sometimes for the supply of goods or services or both, the supplier will be incurring commission and that commission will be charged from the recipient. Right, sir? That has to be, my dear lovable students, included in the. So this may be paid to an agent and recovered from the buyer of what or what, goods or services. This is part of the value of supply. Sir, packing expenses. Supplier may incur packing expenses. For that packing, for example, sir, if the value of this phone is 1,50,000 rupees, right, sir? Sir, you are asking that, sir, please pack because this is for my friend's birthday. So, sir, the supplier has asked that, can I pack it Brahmandama? You said that, yes, sir, please pack it Brahmandama. Hello, sir. For that, he's charging extra 5,000 rupees. That means 1,50,000 rupees for the phone and 5,000 rupees for the packing. This is an incidental expenses. Then the value of supply will be 1,50,000 rupees. That's what they are charging. If charged by the supplier to the recipient is similarly part of the value of the. Sir, big machineries and all. The supplier will be incurring inspection charges about the quality of the machine. So another element that will be added to the value incurred before or at the time of supply and bill to the recipient of supply. Any inspection charges incurred by the supplier, and if it has been charged to the recipient, that inspection charges should included in the. Next one, installation and what charges? Testing charges. For example, a big plant and machinery has to be assembled or installed at a particular place. To install that, my dear lovable students, they will be incurring some extra expenses. For example, if you purchase an AC, they will be collecting 1,500 rupees or 2,000 rupees for installation charges. Hello, sir. That is an incidental expenses that has to be included in the. So, installation and testing charges at whose site? Recipient site will also be added, being an amount charged for something done by the supplier. Sir, in respect of supply at the time of making the supply. Sir, if the supplier has done anything before supply of goods or services or both, then that should be included in the value of supply. Weighment, loading, designing charges, etc. Before supply, sometimes you will ask that you want to reconfirm the weight. So, weighment charges will be levied, or loading charges will be levied, or designing charges to design the product will be levied. Weighment charges, loading charges, designing charges, etc. incurred either before or at the time of supply will also be included to the value if billed to the recipient of supply. Comfortable, sir? Outward freight and transit insurance. Okay, fine. My goods are ready. Now the goods are in my factory gate. That is supplier's factory gate. It has to reach to the buyer's factory gate or buyer's premises. Right, sir? In order to transport from here to here, I have to incur certain expenses. And during this transport, sometimes the goods may become double. Are you all really with me? So I may incur what also? Insurance also. So any outward freight, which is transportation cost, plus the transit insurance, anything incurred by the supplier, and if that has been charged from the recipient, should be included in the. So where the supplier agreed to deliver the goods at the whose premises? Buyer's premise, and arrange for transport. And arrange for what? Transport. The contract of supply become a what supply? The principal supply being the supply of goods. Are you all really with me? So as a supplier, my dear lovable students, I should collect both the value for the goods and also for the outward freight and the transit insurance what I have incurred. This is what my inclusion number 2. So what is my inclusion number 1? All taxes other than GST. What is inclusion number 2? Incidental expenses. Incidental. Coming to the next one, man, subsidy other than government subsidy. That means, for example, I will tell you how the recipient will cheat the supplier and also the government. Sir, I am supplying this phone and the cost of this phone is 1,50,000 rupees. Right, sir? The recipient will pay me 1 lakh. The recipient will pay me 1 lakh. So what is the value of supply? 1 lakh, because that is a transaction value. Right, sir? And his friend will pay from his friend bank account. He will transfer 50,000 to the supplier and he will say that this is a subsidy to the supplier, saying that you have supplied a very good phone to my friend. Are you all really with me? So in order to split the transaction value, in order to split the value of supply into 2, they will bifurcate the consideration into 2 parts by way of subsidy. So government want to not to promote this activity. So what they have done, any subsidy received from any person should be included in the value of supply. Other than what subsidy? Government subsidy. That means if government is giving subsidy, that is genuine subsidy. If you include that in the what of supply, value of supply, my dear lovable students, the value of supply increases and unnecessary you have to pay back the tax on government. That will be a loss to the supplier, right, sir? So subsidy directly linked to the price, excluding subsidy provided by the central government and what? State government. The amount of subsidy shall be included in the value of supply of supplier who receives the what? Subsidy. So subsidy can be classified into how many categories? Subsidy can be received from government or received from other than government. If the subsidy received from government, it will not be included in the. If subsidy received from other than government, you have to specifically check in the question, is it directly linked to the price or not directly linked to the price? If it is directly linked to the price, then it should be included in the. If it is not directly linked to the price, then it will not be included in the value of supply. Comfortable? That means all taxes other than GST should be included. And ISCA, I stands for incidental expenses. S stands for subsidy other than government subsidy. C stands for charges collected for delayed payment of consideration. That's what inclusion number 4. Charges collected for delayed payment of consideration. That is, we know that IPL. I stands for interest, P stands for penalty, and L stands for late fee for delayed payment of any consideration. Right, sir? Should be included in the. Sir, this time of supply only we have discussed in 12.6 or 13.6 as the case may be. Are you able to recall? Coming to inclusion number 5, man. Any amount incurred by the recipient on behalf of the what? Supplier. I am the supplier. You are the recipient. Actually, one of the expense I am supposed to incur, but on behalf of me, you are incurring that. Because of that, what is happening? Transaction value will get affected. Transaction value will reduce. So what government is saying that, hello sir, if any expense has been incurred by the recipient on behalf of the supplier, then that amount should be included in the value of. That's what they are saying. Supplier's obligation met by the recipient to be included. Any amount that the supplier is liable to pay, I am liable to pay. For my creditor, I am liable to pay in relation to such supply, but which has been incurred by whom? Recipient of supply, and not included in the price actually paid or payable for the supply of goods or services or both. That means any expense has been incurred by the recipient. Sir, actually that expense has to be met by the whom? Supplier. And because of that, transaction value is getting reduced. Then that has to be added back to the transaction value to arrive the original value of supply. Comfortable? So a supplier may need to incur various expenses in order to make a particular supply of what or what. So in the normal course, he would pay all this amount and they would form part of the value that he charges from the what? Customer. Are you all really with me? However, even if the customer makes direct payment of some of such liability of the supplier to the third party and supplier does not include this amount in his bill, it would still form part of the value of taxable supply. So one line summary of the entire discussion is sometimes the recipient may incur the expenses, sir, on behalf of the supplier. Those expenses the supplier should have incurred. Because of that, transaction value will get reduced. That should be included in the value of supply. Comfortable? But we are having two exceptions, my dear lovable students. We are having exception 1 and exception 2. What this exception is saying that this, even though the recipient has paid something for the supplier, will not form part of what of supply values. Payment made on own account of recipient not to be included. Own account of recipient means your creditor you paid, your expenses you paid, your liability you paid. For that, for what purpose you have to include in the value of supply? Sir, it is not at all the liability of the what? Supplier. Sir, it should be very clear in the inclusion. Any amount incurred by the recipient, don't stop there. On behalf of the supplier. If it is on behalf of the supplier, it should be included in the value of supply. On behalf of yourself, no need to include in the values. And commission paid to what agent? Buying agent. Commission paid to. Sir, if the payment is what commission? Buying commission, which is paid by the recipient. It is your agent. It is not the selling agent. Selling agent is only supplier's agent. Buying agent is the recipient's agent. For your agent, you are paying commission. You pay. You don't pay. That is your headache because you only appointed the buying agent. Hello, sir. Then, my dear lovable students, it will not be included in the value of. That's it, man. Sir, you have to see the transaction value 15 subsection 1. If I say only transaction value, you will reduce this transaction value by cheating the government by various modes. Sir, you will not collect the price for this calculator. You will say that if the real price is 150 rupees, you will say that 100 rupees is the price for the calculator. 50 rupees you pay as municipal tax. 50 rupees you pay as X tax, Y tax, Z tax, road tax. Are you all really with me? Then, my dear lovable students, government is aggrieved. Government is saying that all taxes other than GST should be included in the. Then what happened? The price of the calculator will become 150. Now the people are scratching their head how to split the value of supply. Are you all really with me? Then they will say that the value of the calculator is 150 actually. From here onwards it is only 80. The balance 70 will be treated as the packing charges, sir, transportation charges, insurance charges. These are incidental expenses. Government said that all incidental expenses should be included in the value. People started selling at 150 itself. Then they came up with another idea. Sir, subsidy. Other than what subsidy? Government subsidy. People started selling this calculator by saying that the value of the calculator from here onwards, it is not 150. Hello, sir. From here onwards, it is only 50. The balance 100, you give it as subsidy. Government got agreed. Government said that all subsidy, other than government subsidy, should be included in the. People tirunditanga. They started selling at how much? 150 rupees. Then they came up with another idea. Sir, room போட்டு யோசிச்சிருக்காங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். Sir, they came up with an idea of, sir, charges for delayed payment of what? Consideration. You don't make the payment. I will bill you at, sir, 100. And you intentionally make the delay. And you pay 50 rupees as interest, penalty or late fee in a future date. Are you all really with me? By that way, we can bifurcate. Government said that IPL should be included in the value of supply. They started selling the calculator at what? 150 itself. Then they came up with an idea that, you do one thing, man. I will supply calculator to you. You just pay 50 rupees to me. The balance 100, you pay to my supplier, which I am supposed to be paid. Any amount incurred by the recipient on behalf of the supplier should be included in the. That's it, game over, man. Sir, 15 subsection 3, exclusion in the value of supply. Exclusion in the. So, okay, this much exclusions, this much inclusions are there. Sir, you may have a doubt that, sir, there is no even one exclusion. Yes, there is one exclusion is there. That one exclusion is discount. What is that, man? It is in the ordinary course of business. As a commerce students, we know that when you are selling or purchasing anything, surely you will ask discount. When you are going to a shop and purchasing something, surely you will ask, Anna, idam final price? Like that we will ask. So that guy may give you what? Discount. So discounts are given or before supply. Any discount which is either given or before or at the time of supply, if such discount has been duly recorded in what? Invoice issued in respect of such supply. What they are trying to say is, my dear lovable students, if you are raising a tax invoice under section 31, in that you are showing that value of supply as 1,50,000, less discount is 5,000, 1,45,000 is the value. Hello sir. Sir, here discount has been provided and discount has been shown in the invoice. If that is the case, my dear lovable students, discount can be reduced. Only on this 1,45,000 you are liable to pay GST. So discount before or at the time of supply. Only condition to be checked is whether it is shown in invoice, not shown in invoice. If it is shown in invoice, can be reduced. Not shown in invoice, cannot be reduced. Sir, after you billed 1,50,000 rupees, you are saying to the government that, no, sir, I actually collected only 1,45,000 rupees only. The balance 5,000 I have provided as what? Discount. Government is saying that, have you shown in invoice? No. That means there is no proper records. That means that 5,000 we will never consider as what? Discount. Right, sir? Sir, with regard to exclusion number 2 is post-supply discount. Sometimes a supplier will do supply of goods or service or both initially, and he will say that achieve some target. Are you all really with me? Once you are achieving some target in future, we will provide you the what? Discount. That is called as what? Post-supply discount. So if 3 conditions are satisfied, my dear lovable students, post-supply discount can be adjusted. Any discount which is given after the supply has been what? Effected. That is called as what? Supply discount. One of the most important, sir, adjustment for examination. If such discount is established in terms of what? Agreement entered into before the time of supply. That means, sir, before I am making supply to you itself, sir, myself and yourself should have an agreement. In future, if you are selling 1,000 cooker, 1,000 washing machine, 1,000 TV, sir, you are entitled to get a discount. So there should be a agreement. There should be a agreement. And it is specifically linked to what invoices? Relevant invoices. That means for the full supply of whole year, you are entitled to get 1% discount. You are entitled to get cash discount. That and all is not post-supply discount. Sir, it should be, sir, applicable to relevant invoices. That means if I am raising invoice, in that invoice, I should, sir, note that these invoices are subject to post-supply discount. If this many goods has been sold in future, my dear lovable students, you are entitled to get the discount. Are you all really with me? And ITC as is attributable to the discount on the basis of document issued by the supplier has been reversed by recipient. These are very important point what they are trying to say. For example, I am the supplier and my dear lovable students, you are the recipient. Getting it? I supplied one goods or services or both. For example, the value of supply for that item is 1 lakh. That item is 1 lakh. On that I would have collected what? GST. Assume that 12,000 rupees I have collected as GST. So 1,12,000 rupees I would have what totally collected. How much you will pay to me? 1,12,000. Out of this 1,12,000, 1 lakh rupees is for the what of supply, value of supply, and 12,000 is for the GST component, tax component, and this amount you would have taken what? ITC. Are you all really with me? If you are satisfying all the section 16 condition, sir, you will take this amount as ITC. Comfortable? After you take an ITC, in future I am coming and saying that since there is an agreement between us, since you have satisfied the condition what you are supposed to be satisfied, you are entitled to post-supply discount. Getting it? I am going to reduce this, sir, 1 lakh to how much rupees, man? 95,000 rupees. Comfortable? Sir, once I reduce to 95,000, I should not have charged tax on 1 lakh. Right, sir? So 95,000 into 12%, I should collect only 11,400. So 95,000 plus 11,400 comes to 1,06,400. Getting it? That means I am going to reduce value of supply by how much? 5,000. And I am going to reduce GST 5,000 into 12% come to 600. So totally 5,000. So I will pass a credit note. What note, man? Under section 34 to you. Right, sir? If I pass a credit note, value of supply decreases. If I pass the credit note, tax component decreases. Right, sir? But you have already claimed the, sir, ITC of how much, man? 12,000. Right, sir? But you are not supposed to take that much ITC. You are supposed to take only 11,400. Then this amount of what? 600 should be reversed by the recipient. Are you all really with me? That's the last point. ITC as is attributable to the discount. What is the amount of discount? 5,000. What is the ITC attributable to that? 600. Are you all really with me? On the basis of document issued by the supplier, that document is only credit note. Are you all really with me? Has been reversed by the recipient of supply. So if three conditions satisfied, that is, sir, there should be an agreement, and there should be discount should be specifically linked to the relevant invoices, and proportionate ITC has been reversed by the recipient, then post-supply discount can be reduced. Otherwise, post-supply discount cannot be reduced. Are you all really with me? And these are non-deductible discount. This discount cannot be reduced. Even though it is a post-supply discount, company announces year-end discount after reviewing dealer performance during the year. Company is saying that your performance is wow, take it 5% discount. This is an immediate discount the company is giving, not as per agreement. It is not linked to specific invoices. Then this discount cannot be reduced. In the sense means, whatever GST you have originally paid is paid. You should not reverse that GST component. Comfortable? The year-end discount are based on performance slab and are given as what back? Cashback. Sometimes this year you have performed extraordinarily well. Hello, sir. And my dear lovable students, sir, that amount of discount they are giving as cashback, that is not the post-supply discount, or that is not the discount what we meant under the GST Act. As these discounts are not known at the time of supply of goods, they will not be deducted from the taxable value of those goods. So one line summary of the entire discussion is, sir, only one thing has to be excluded. If it is before or at the time of supply, you have to check only one item, whether shown in invoice and not shown in invoice. If it is shown in invoice, can be reduced. Not shown in invoice, cannot be reduced. Comfortable? With regard to what supply discount, post-supply discount, you have to check whether it is as per agreement and it is linked to invoice, then rollback provision will be applicable. Rollback provision in the sense means you can, sir, come back and reverse the ITC component. How we have reversed the ITC for that 5,000 rupees. Comfortable? And other cases, that means three condition has not been satisfied, cannot be reversed, man. Once GST paid is paid. Are you all really with me? So one line summary of the entire discussion till now is, sir, if SRS condition satisfied, then transaction value is equal to assessment. If SRS condition not satisfied, transaction value is not equal to, then we have to follow the what rules? Valuation rules. That valuation rules are not there in our inter-syllabus. That is formed part of the final syllabus. That's what they are saying. If the value cannot be determined as per the what provision, which is 15.1 plus 15.2 minus 15.3, then it has to be decided as per the rules. You have to move to the valuation rules. That's it, game over. Then with regard to 15.5, value of what supplies. We will supply certain supply to be determined in the what manner? Prescribed manner. For example, if you are a supplier of, oh my God, online money gaming, or online gaming other than online money gaming, and supply of actionable claims in what? Casinos. If you are supplier of these specified item, for that and all, transaction value is not equal to assessable value. We will tell you what is the assessable value. On that, you are supposed to pay the GST. That's what they are saying, these 15.5 notified services. Oh my God, online money gaming. Online money gaming other than, online gaming other than online money gaming. And what? For this and all, my dear lovable students, we put separate valuation rules. That is notified by the government. You have to follow that. So one line summary of the entire discussion of this chapter, value of supply. If supply has been made to an unrelated person, where price is the sole consideration, then assessable value is equal to transaction value under section 50. But if you made supply to a related person, sir, R condition got disturbed. Where supply, where price is not the sole consideration, S condition got disturbed. And if the supply is a notified supply, like, oh my God, then value to be determined as per the what rules, man? Valuation rules. Are you all really with me? That's it with regard to the quick revision of section 15, which is talking about the what of supply, value of supply. Are you all really with me? I am with you, sir, from your heart. Anybody is there? Where is a grand clap?